Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about training a little bit, just a little bit, something I forgot to let you guys know, and your IOE, which stands for initial operating experience. You'll learn more about that in training, but I'm going to tell you some tips about some of the things that they don't share with you about your IOE. So, first things first, when you're in training, you get paid a little bit for the training. But what they don't tell you is that the check goes to your home address, whatever is on file. So as soon as you get your full online access to your SkyWest Online, like within the first couple of days, you need to go online and go to your benefits and payroll and sign up for your direct deposit. That way, your first training check and whatever we get paid on the 7th and the 22nd of the month. So depending on when you start training and when time goes in will determine when you're going to get your first check. So you need to sign up for it. If not, that check is going to go to your house and you're going to be in Salt Lake City. It won't do you any good. So hope you guys remember that. So the initial operating experience, what they don't tell you, your IOE is what you do to when you complete your training. So after your 31 days and you graduate, you go home. You may or may not find out your domiciles. So you may find out your domiciles the day before, the day of, or you can be like my class, we didn't find out till 3.5 weeks later. So then you get your schedule and they give you moving days. They pay for, don't give me the lion. Either they give you 4 moving days, but they only pay for 3, or they give you 3 moving days and only pay for 2. So one day you're responsible for. And then what me and my classmates did was I got my rooms, and then 3 of us shared and we stayed in my room, and then we did our IOEs, and then we came back. One of them got their 3 rooms, and then we stayed their room, and then we stayed with them for 3 days. Then the next 3 days the other one got their rooms, and we just shared rooms to kind of until we can get some money together to find out what we're going to do as far as finding a crash pad or what have you. That's how we split our move rooms up. Then your IOE is everything that you learned in training. Now you got to put to use in the air. Now what they don't tell you is, yeah, you may know how to pre-flight a plane now because you go over that 101 million times in training. But the service part, you really don't. When you're in training, you're going to go through service so fast. It's towards the end of training. Is mostly book and on paper, and they have service day. Well, they bring out the cart, show you what the cart look like, show you kind of how to set it up, let you play around with the cart, let you serve each other some crackers and some soda, whatever. That's some bullshit, because you're not doing it on the actual plane. And then you get to your IOE. Hopefully you have a good IOE instructor. I'm not gonna lie, my IOE instructor made me cry the first day. I knew I was gonna fail, because even though she was good, her training methods and my learning methods conflicted. So the way she taught is not how I learned, and so she frustrated the shit out of me, and we kind of like bumped heads or clashed heads for a little bit until we had a conversation, and I ended up passing, but barely, because she made me nervous and she hovered. I had a couple other classmates that had absolute horrible experience with their IOE instructors who failed them for little stuff, who weren't helpful at all. I had classmates who had wonderful instructors who were really nice and helpful. So what happens is you get your IOE. I think I touched base on a previous video about how to pack for your IOE. Pack for those 3 or 4 days or 2 days that you're going to have your IOE. Don't be bringing a whole bunch of shit. Um, so the first leg, you're going to sit down in a seat, and you're going to watch your instructor and how she greets the passengers, and you're going to be in first class. Her doing the pre-flight beverages to the first class customers, greeting the customers, serving their drinks, trying to monitor the bags that they're bringing on the plane, making coffee, getting drinks, all that at the same time, so you're multitasking. And all this is after you pre-flight your plane, and you'll learn more about that in training. What pre-flight is, basically it is looking to make sure all your emergency equipment is where it's supposed to be and working how it's supposed to be, and your instructor needs to hear you say what you are looking for and why. So then you're going to watch her the first trip. So you might be going, I'm going to say Chicago, LaGuardia. So from that first leg, you're going to just sit down and you're just going to observe, take notes, what she did, when she did it, what chimes you heard, what you didn't hear, whatever. The next leg, say from LaGuardia back to Chicago, then it's on you. So now you're doing everything she did. But the T is, you have not been in this galley before on this particular plane, so you don't know where nothing is. You don't know. You got to switch carts. You don't know. And every plane is different. Everybody got their stuff differently, and flight attendants do everything differently. So you're looking for this, you're looking for that. You don't know where this is. You're hearing all these chimes and stuff go off in your head, and you're trying to, multitask. You got passenger wanting this, you have chimes going off, you have pilots calling, you have your IOE instructor. Every time you turn around, you bumping into her. What are you doing? What are you doing next? And what are you supposed to do next? And how do you do this? And why are you doing this? And where's your manual? Where's your notes? You just want to scream. So my advice is to, when you get to the service part in training, is to really take note of the service part in training. And then when they give you those opportunities to get on those planes, to look where everything is in the galley. Now the thing about the training is you don't always have access to a real live plane that you can go on and spend hours on looking at. You have the dummy planes, and so everything is not there. So sometimes it defeats the purpose. But when you get on your IOE, your instructors, sometimes I think they forget that they were once where we were, and that certain things they don't teach you in training. They may talk about, you may hear verbally, but you didn't have hands-on experience. So you're going to ask questions because you don't know where shit is. And so it's like you ask a question and they go, well, shouldn't you know this? You don't know this? You didn't learn this in training? No, bitch, if I did, I wouldn't be asking you this. That's how I feel. I was just like, if I don't know, I don't know. And I felt like your instructors should be there for you to ask those questions too. Now, if I ask you 5 more times, then hey, that's on me, because you already told me and I'm not getting it while I keep asking you. But if I ask you once, and I need to write it down so that I can remember. But a lot of things you're not going to know. And then for us, our IOEs came almost a month after. I wasn't reading no manuals and stuff while I was at home. I was so tired and sleepy, trying to get my life together because I'm going to be gone. And I wanted to sleep. I slept for like a week straight when I got home from training, and I'm trying to catch up with my family. So I wasn't reading no manuals and no books and stuff like that. And then when I did my IOE, I was like, okay, am I going to remember this crap? And she was just all over me. Wonderful lady, wonderful person. She's good at what she does, but that was just my experience with her. And not all your experience are going to be like that, but I'm just preparing you for the worst, but not to expect the worst, because all the employees that I've run across are absolutely amazing people. I haven't had any issues, any disagreements, anything nasty, negative, or anything come from the 5 months that I've been here. So I have nothing bad to say about the company and how they treat their employees or anything like that. What I'm doing is trying to give you a little piece of advice or information, things that you can remember to maybe help you through the process. But that is what your IOE is going to consist of. So I would say, pay attention to service, pay attention to the galleys and where things are at. And then the thing about it is, depending on which airline which base you're at, you may be working all four, you may be working all three, you may be working two, and you have to know that the service is different on all of them. They're not the same. So Delta service is different from United is different from American, and so on and so forth. So you have to learn all those different ways on how to do service and how to listen to whatever the chimes are from when the pilot is calling, and when to know when to start cleaning up your cabin and prepare for landing. You will learn all that. It's like second nature to me now. At first, when I first started, my ears clogged up so bad I could hardly hear. So I was missing chimes because my body was getting used to flying, and my ears stayed. I couldn't hear nothing. So what I have to do now, and the doctors told me to, is that I take Sudafed before a flight, and I take it every day before a trip, and it helps clear my inner ear, and I don't have any problems anymore. I can hear just fine. It's like second nature. So that's another advice: take some Sudafed. So basically, I think that's it as far as the IOE and the direct deposit for training. Oh, and when you get to enroll your companions to your benefits if you opt into your United, your American, and your Delta, and there's an annual fee for those people that are not your children or your spouse or your mom and dad that you're thinking about putting on your benefits for your companion. You don't pay the annual fee. You make them pay the annual fee because they're the ones that's going to benefit from it. And they need to pay you the money because it's going to come out of your paycheck. So when you sign up for it, it's going to give you an option to pay for it outright right then and there, or for it to come out of your check. So if they want to be on your benefits as a companion, make sure they know that they're still flying in standby. They are, stand by, and they gotta wear certain things to the airport to get on the plane. They can't be clowning and acting the damn fool to get you fired and make you lose your benefits because they don't know how to act. So be careful. Make sure they know the rules. I had to tell my son, he's 23. You cannot be getting on these people's plane acting the damn ass, mad because you missed a flight, wearing all, your little clothes. These 23-year-old wearing now, showing your ass, your drawers, pants sagging, and all that. You can't do all that, So make sure that they are aware, and make them pay the annual fee, not you. So anyway, good luck, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Let me know how it's going.